This is the Orlando Sentinel's Top 10 Plays of Week 9, and I'm Charles King. Before we get to the countdown, we give a nod to some area players that turned in huge performances. Starting with Freedom's JUWAN PETIT-FRERE. He had 2 touchdown receptions, 2 rushing touchdowns, and even threw for a long touchdown in Thursday's win over Colonial. Another receiver with a monster game was Lake Mary's Nick Westbrook. He was unbelievable against Spruce Creek, catching 10 passes for 300 yards. Yes, 300 receiving yards. And he also scored 4 touchdowns. Lake Nona's Tucker Israel threw for more than 600 yards for the 2nd straight week. These stats are just crazy from Week 9. Against Celebration, he had 9 touchdown passes with 630 passing yards. Let's take a glance now with some honorable mention plays. South Lake's Nick Gadetti dumps it off to Kevin Evans at midfield, and he avoids some defenders and looks poised to score a touchdown, but Mount Dora's Dwayne Barnes catches him and strips the ball loose. The ball rolls down the sideline, and Evans recovers it for a touchdown. In slow motion, you can see the ball actually comes loose at about the 8-yard line, and it's a heads-up play by Evans to locate the ball and recover it in the end zone for a touchdown. But South Lake loses this one, its first loss of the season. Let's go way up north to Madison County, where DeLand's Sean Meade kicks a game-winning field goal on the road to win with just 1/10 of a second left on the clock. Bulldogs have won 5 in a row. We begin the countdown at Timber Creek, where JACQUES Patrick avoids a tackle at the line and spins 2 more Haggerty defenders to the ground, and then he carries 2 more Huskies 10 yards into the end zone for a 37-yard score. Patrick will choose where he's going to college on Monday afternoon. Look forward to hearing what he does. We've got 2 punt returns tied at the number 9 spot, and we'll stay at Timber Creek for the first of the 2. This is Tristan Tucker, though, of Haggerty. Fielding it off a bounce, he bobs and weaves through a few wolves, then shakes off a tackle, and from there on out, he gets some outstanding blocks. 3 teammates ahead pave the way, and then he dives into the end zone for the score. Next up, it's Winter Springs back to receive this punt from Eastridge. Brenton Nelson will field it and immediately avoid a tackle. He stays on his feet here and then heads to the sideline while calling out for a block, and here's the best part. He spins off a tackle and freezes the last guy with a jab step. It's a 55-yard touchdown. For number 8, we again have 2 plays tied, and let's stay in Claremont for another Brenton Nelson play. Nelson jumps and spins in the air to catch this pass from Stephen Frost. Bears have won 3 straight and will play Wekiva on Friday for a playoff berth. And tied with Nelson on a similar type of catch is DP's Q Bargnair. Off the pass from Rudy Norwood, Bargnair has to turn and catch it, and then takes it in for a 25-yard score against Evans. And this catch deserves a replay. Watch as he has to spin to catch it, making himself vulnerable to a big hit by the safety, but he immediately dodges him and then cruises into the end zone. Dr. Phillips is 8-0. Lots of plays by defensive backs from here on out, and we begin with one at number 7. We're back at Timber Creek, and this Haggerty pass to the end zone is intercepted by Brandon Black. Hard to see what happens in full speed, but when we slow it down, you see the Huskies receiver trying to pull it in with his left hand, and Black just takes it away from him. Wolves earned a playoff berth with a win in this game. We have a top 10 regular at number 6. It's TADARRIUS Patrick of Tavares, and this is a great play. He goes up and snags this Eustace pass with one hand. This impressive interception is Patrick's 9th of the year. Tavares wins to set up a game against Mount Dora Friday with a playoff berth on the line. At number 5, we have the thrilling finish for Seminole against Lake Brantley. The Patriots had just scored to take a 7-point lead with 27 seconds left. It looked like it was over for the Noles, but Kelvin Mills had other ideas. He shakes off a tackle and turns on the Jets. This guy almost had him, but he stays on his feet to score the touchdown to get the Noles within 1. And even after a penalty backed them up 5 yards, Seminoles still decided to go for 2 in the win. It's Kalen Wiggins, rolling to his left and then deciding to run for it. He gets into the end zone, and that's the game winner. Noles win in a wild finish, 27-26. South Sumter playing Weeki-Wachee here at number 4. Raiders on defense. Miles Frazier dives to intercept this pass and deflects it into the arms of Matt Simmons, and he returns it 26 yards for the score. South Sumter won this one 42-10 and is just one win away from its 3rd consecutive undefeated regular season. It's St. Cloud at Liberty for a similar play at number 3. Chargers with the ball, and the quarterback is getting heavy pressure, and he throws it into triple coverage. And we're going to stop and zoom in and slow it down so you can see what happens. It looks like the receiver had it, but Jovane Parkinson knocks it loose and Darius Graham picks it off. And now for the return. He thinks about going right, but changes his mind and goes back to the left. He jukes a guy and then hits the sideline. 3 guys closing in here, and he dives for the pylon and scores. Bulldogs win 37-20. At number 2, it's Bishop Moore at Lake Highland. Corner Rashad Floyd reads this one all the way. He leaps to pick it off inside the 5, and the receiver grabs him at the 2, but no one comes to help. Floyd eventually shakes him off, and I bet you know what happens next. One guy gives him trouble at the 25, but after that it's just a foot race, one that he wins easily. Bishop Moore thumps Lake Highland 63-2 in this one. If you paid any attention at all this week, you already know what's coming next. Edgewater trailed Apopka 42-40 with 6 seconds left. Last chance for the Eagles, and somehow Cortez Pembleton avoids a sack, gains his balance, and throws the ball downfield. J. Butler comes up and makes the catch at the 11, turns and scrambles his way into the end zone for the game-winning touchdown. A huge win for the Eagles in what is probably the game of the year to this point, and that might also be the play of the year. Hard to believe the regular season is almost over. Thanks for watching the top 10 plays of Week 9. We'll be back next week to do it again.